tranquility.
Yeah. So as a commentator, are you? I'm just going to ask. I kind of know the answers to some of these questions. Oh, we've got a fight just about to start, guys. If you want to walk to Bay Artjay, looks like there's a fight about to start in Gold Arena. So you're welcome to. Looks like a Bandapar and Cass. Is that Cass as in Central? Yeah, they're the Galente Federation guys.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to walk to Bay Artjay, we'll have a look at what's going on here. So yeah, I'll come back to that question I was going to ask you about commentators actually. So this looks like it's going to start pretty soon. So I'll just go through. Actually, I'm going to turn this music off. It's way too loud. I'll just go through what we've got on grid. We've got a band apart in Vindicator, Armageddon, Double Creole, Double Confessors, Feeple, Neros. I'm sure I'm missing something. It's hard when you I need to set these guys as a colour, make it easier. You've got to kind of set standings to people to make it clear for yourself, moderator, who's who. So the Alliance ABA ticker, I've set yellow on the stream. And I'll leave the other guys neutral. So yeah, ABA have got EOS, Armageddon, Vindicator, Double Confessor, Double Crew, Double Sweeple, and Neros. So pretty kind of standard meta setup we've been seeing so far, which is double battleship, backed up by a link ship, a Logi, and then a ton of TD3s with support. And for armor, everyone seems to be using Kruos for bonus tackle for those 2-point ships, because Kruos for 2 points is apparently quite good. And on the other side, Cass have got 2 Vindicators, 2 Kruos, a Deacon. I have to check with Deacons. Oh, a Logifrigs, so double Logifrigs, a Nemesis Bomber, one being locked by a Vindicator, 2 Hyperions. They got double Vindicator, double Hyperion. Okay, wow. And then 2 Bombers, 2 Logifrigs, and 2 Kruos, basically. No link ship. I don't think. I'm not sure about that. I think I would have rather a link ship instead of the second Hyperion. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even bringing a command destroyer or some kind of a battle cruiser instead, and then maybe upgrading your back line.
Yeah, like a lot of people are kind of trashing the double Logifrigs because they're hard to pilot. Because if one of them's getting shot, they don't get the full benefit. They only get half the amount of rep at each other, if you see what I mean, as they do repping someone else. But I don't know. I think it's early days yet. I think they might be quite good. But without links, just seems kind of crazy, because like a Sig link, if they had like one of the Hyperions was an EOS, for example, you could have a Sig link in there. You could have a speed link, and you could have an armor resist link, which would just increase their survivability a huge amount, right?
Yeah, it does a lot to mitigate incoming damage.
Yep. So I'm going to lock up Joffy, who's I think he's the team captain, I could be wrong, of ABA, and he's in a Vindicator right on top of us. The rest of their team is kind of strung out between 20 and 50k behind the Vindicator, and then the whole cast team is at range 50 kilometers. Mawderator, why did you bring double Vindicator, double Hyperion at 50 kilometers? That seems a bit nuts. Like, if you're going to go for that like ton of close range DPS, why would you start at 50 kilometers? That seems an odd choice.
Maybe they're trying to go for some thick 100 kilometer 360 no scopes with micro jump drive. That's the only possibility I can think of.
I think you were right, because they're aligning. The match has just started, and they're aligning down to the ABA team, and all the battleships from CAS are aligning that direction. I haven't seen the MJD spool up just yet. I don't know if you.
No, they're full micro warp driving into each other, so they're not going to be doing that. We're seeing the Hyperions and the Vindicator in the front line. They're going to start the brawl off with presumably the Confessors and the Sliple. See what gets tackled initially and where they go from there.
Definitely. Rick Jarvix, the spiritual leader of ABA, has actually managed to go straight past these battleships. I thought he was going to get caught by these Vindicators, but no. ABA's tackle just ignoring Oh wait, no, he's turning around now. It looks like he didn't want the Hyperion of Chip Flux to get away, as the Hyperion of Chip Flux seems to have managed to go straight through the tackle line, and he's getting pretty close to Jose Zamfos Armageddon now. So let's lock up those two to see what happens. It's tricky without having to see all the hit points on grid, as you can normally do with the target tool. You kind of have to guess what's going on, and this match does look pretty hectic. I'm seeing damage on the crew of Entertain 77. I'm seeing damage on Astral Confessors. There's a lot. So it's both sides are priming tackle ships, it looks like, at the moment, unless you guys can see any big ships getting shot.
Yeah, Stay Frosty has been getting chunked into their Confessor, but it's been holding so far, and the crewer's getting hit as well, but both ships are staying up completely under rep so far.
Yeah, so Cass is getting... Yeah, so they're both priming each other's logistics ships, which is interesting. I don't know what... Stay Frosty have got a Confessor right at the back. He's far away. I guess he could be hitting them with Scorch, but he seems a little bit out of the fight. I wonder why. Maybe he's hanging back to guard the Aneros. Dark Caveman in the Aneros from Stay Frosty. I always forget the exact optimal of Aneros, but he looks like he's getting too far away from his buddies, if you ask me. He's at 80 kilometers now from the center of the arena.
Yeah, and Astriel's really feeling it. He's getting into low armor, and Dark Caveman is going to be easily into deep fall if he has no prop on right now. He's just staying at range, and he needs to close right now, or Astral's going to feel the pain. And it looks like Astral's in low hull, so now he pops.
Do you think that's a piloting error, or do you think he's still going in the wrong direction? I think it's a piloting error. He's turning around now. I think it was a no fuck moment. He was trying to, he hasn't got any damage on him whatsoever, so I'm guessing that was just a pure pilot error on that logistics pilot's Dark Caveman's, and that's going to cost them a lot. The secondary for Stay Frosty, for Cass seems to be Stay Frosty's Sveeple. Stay Frosty keep trying to kill this crew, but they're not getting anywhere. These Logifrigs are doing just fine at keeping them alive, which is surprising given how much DPS is on top of them.
Yeah, now finally the crewer pops, maybe a wrecking shot from one of the Vindicators, but it really took far too long to kill a single crewer. And it looks like Stay Frosty is going to go on to the next crewer, who is dying somewhat faster. But meanwhile, Stay Frosty has one of their Swiples get chunked, and he's now dead, so...
Yeah, and to be honest...
These Swiples for a crewer is not a good trade at all.
But forgive me, I was focused on that tackle brawl so much. I completely missed the fact that both the logistics frigates from CAS are actually dead. So while that crew was taking damage, the main damage from ABA's team was actually going onto the Logifrigs, which are both dead already. I guess because they're orbiting pretty close to the fight, it didn't take too long, and so that is going to be. So it's not as close. It's not as one-sided as I thought it was. Rick Javix and his people there taking damage, but his Neuros is coming back into range now, so he should be getting reps just fine as long as Dark Caveman can keep him going. And Cass's Vindicator of Elistan, I'll broadcast things when I say them. He's in 50% arm rather. He's obviously got a local repper there, but his Logifrigs are dead. I think ABA might pull this back.
Yeah, now their Orneros is finally closing range, maybe closing a little bit too much range, but in the meantime, the rep bots have been able to keep Rick Javix alive. You can see a cloud of heavy and medium armor bots on top of him.
Yeah, ABA's setup is a lot more kind of, I guess...
At this point, they're not dropping the Aneros. They've got links on their side. I don't see how they're going to lose this.
No, I think they'll be fine. This Vindicator is going to die, and then the next one... And I think, obviously, these Vindicators have got a pretty good local rep. There's a lot of heavy dukes going on there at the moment, though. The Hyperion has a spare high slot, right? Plus, no, the Vindicator doesn't, does it?
The Vindy doesn't. No, the Hype does.
So the Hyperion's probably got double heavy nukes in there. Of course, the Armageddon on the other side. So both sets of battleships probably suffering a little bit there from capacitor warfare. So Eli in the Vindicator is about to die. And the Neuros now just taking damage on the ABA time. Oh, okay, yellow man. So the second CAS Vindicator has actually managed to get on top of ABA's Neuros. That could could change the flow of the match a little bit.
Yeah, now that we see the Vindicator forecast pop, we've got tackle onto the Nemesis, so that's going to be a likely upcoming primary, as they're going to try to get the torpedo damage off the field.
Yeah, that Nemesis is in a really odd position. He's pretty close to the Brawl. It's not where I'd want to sit, to be honest, so I don't know. That's probably a piloting error. He's quite close. Oh, but then no, the Brawl has shifted a little bit. But again, he is sat right next to his people, so he's about to die.
Yeah, somehow this Vindicator and Hyperion from CAStabouts were completely untackled this entire time and have been able to get on top of the Oneros of Dark Caveman. I'm not quite sure how that was able to happen, but
Dark Cave, they're not actually putting any dark damage onto Dark Caveman though. He's still got shield left, so they're not hitting him at all. Even though there's a Hyperion and a Vindicator on top of him, he isn't taking any damage. What are they shooting? Are they going for this? No, I can't figure out what. Okay, now they're shooting him. Now they're shooting him. I guess maybe they were just trying to finish off the Vindicator.
yeah, the Oneros is down to 23 meters a second, so he's got Vindicator webs and probably the Hyperion web on top of him as well.
Yeah, I'm presuming that they're suffering from the heavy nukes from the Armageddon though, because they're not doing a lot of damage. They should be doing more damage than that. I mean, Neros has obviously got excellent resist against heavy blasters, but between them they've got like over 2,000, maybe 2,500 DPS. So I'm not sure why he's not dying that fast. I guess there is a ton of Logibots on there still. He's probably got a local ancillary armor repper. Yeah, no, that explains it. I'm answering the question.
Either that or he's got a reactive armor hardener, and there's a number of things at play. I mean, the EOS is still alive, so he's getting links from that. He's got repbots on top of him and a reactive armor hardener. Really is going to make blasters not apply much in the way of damage, and Hyperions are not known for their ability to track well at all, so
No, that is true. And he's going 177 meters a second now, so he's obviously shaking the web from the Vindicator through capping out. It's about to die, and that means that all the casters got left is the double Hyperions, which, with the Neros alive still, I don't think they're going to kill anything. Particularly, under the pressure from the guard and the crew are. And then with the Logi reps, I don't think these Hyperions are going to be able to do anything. So I think Stay Fristy have got this match pretty straightforward. Unusual setup there from CAS. I'm using the ticker CAS because that's like ticker Center for Advanced Studies. That's it. So they are. I can't. So have they actually got into the tournament under that flag, or are they just?
Yeah, they're going to be competing under the CAStabouts ticker on.
Yeah,
AT-14.
I asked this question last week, and I think we discussed it, and we kind of said, "Oh well, alliances can join faction warfare now," but they're actually an NPC flying under the ticker of an NPC corp, right?
Yeah, that's always been a bit of an issue for them entering the tournament. They've had to typically leave the NPC corp and join an alliance. I don't know if CCP's changed the ruling on that.
Possibly. Yeah. Okay, I guess we try and find another match. Looks like this one's down. It's just.
We have CVA against